And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus from the Midwest Ag Summit Studio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Wysocki, along with our Ag Director Bridgette Readel. And we've got a few showers and thunder showers on radar. It's been developing. If you're in Fargo and you're looking south, you're going to see some pretty dark skies. That's because we've had some thunderstorms that pressed through the Horace area, now pressing between Sabin and Comstock. Also, another light shower between just north of Glendon, and one just developing outside of Mapleton. That could skirt the FM area. And then also some showers on radar from Windermere, stretching southwestward towards Rutland. We're seeing these hit-and-miss showers and thunder showers continuing to develop, and that'll be the case as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon. Just hit-and-miss, nothing too heavy, and nothing that's going to last too long. So if you have outdoor plans, go ahead. Just keep in mind, might see a few raindrops falling on your head. Bridgette, is it raining where you're at? You're out live today. Where are you at today? You're always somewhere. But today you're at a nice place, and I just want to make sure you're not testing the product.
This product? You mean this product right here in my hand?
Yeah.
Yes. So you will find me today north of the Absaraka, North Dakota exit. I am at the Rookery Rock Winery on Agassiz Shores, Orchard, and Vineyard, and I'm joined by Mark Vining. Mark is our owner here at Rookery Rock, and we're playing already. It's pretty good.
Researching.
Research is best.
That's the right way to put it.
Yeah, we're doing the best.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's going very well. And we had an opportunity to tour all of the orchard earlier today. So we're going to talk about that with Mark after you and I get a chance to introduce our day.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal. Well, let's take a quick look at the forecast because, as I said, there is a little bit of shower activity that is on radar right now. And we call those popcorn showers because you look at radar and they look like little pieces of popcorn here and there, but nothing too widespread. So more of these pop-up popcorn showers and thunder showers for the rest of the day. Temps remaining in the 70s today, and winds not that bad out of the west-southwest. We'll see those showers and thunder showers come to an end after sunset. Then we'll have clearing skies. Another pleasant night tonight with lows into the mid to upper 40s. And then Thursday, we'll see kind of a rinse and repeat, partly cloudy skies, a chance for some showers and thunder showers developing in the afternoon. Again, widely isolated, hit and miss. Not everybody's going to see them. With mid-70s tomorrow, and then a better chance for showers tomorrow night. And then Friday is looking a little better than anticipated from earlier in the week. We might see a few morning showers, but the rest of the day looks dry with mid-70s. Saturday, it looks like we'll see a nice mild day, upper 70s to near 80. A cold front could bring some stronger storms towards evening on Saturday, and then windy and much cooler on Sunday. I do believe, unfortunately, the way things are looking, Saturday night and Sunday, we're going to see a return to the smoke because our upper-level winds are going to be coming in right out of Manitoba, and I do believe we'll see some more of that thicker smoke. I don't know if it'll be as bad as it was Sunday. Let's hope not, but I think you're going to notice it a little more on Sunday as well.
Ooh, we're going to keep that in mind. And, one of the questions we've had as of late is how will the smoke affect whether it's a crop, etc. That's certainly a question that we got here today at the Vineyard, and we're talking about grapes. But even before we get to that, today is full of a lot of items. One of them it is Wednesday weather trivia. So we need to do something. If you don't have a question, maybe we need Mark to find a question, something about history and weather, because we want to give one of our winners a gauge that is done by Dardex out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
Okay, Bridgette, you were totally breaking up. I caught rain gauge and that was it. I'm sorry.
We will rejoin you in just a moment, Dean. Let me switch so that we get a little bit of action. But
yeah,
do you want to talk about the giveaways?
Yeah, so
coming up?
Yeah, so we'll be doing a make sure to be listening towards the end of the show. I will be doing a weather trivia question. This one's a little difficult today. So what we're going to do is when we come back again in our last segment of the show, we'll have our Wednesday weather trivia. And again, we will be giving away one of those heavy duty rain gauges. And I'll tell you what, again, these things are used, that they're National Weather Service approved, so they can be used for snowfall in the winter, and then very accurate reading for rain in the summertime. And again, if you want to win one of those, be sure to be listening on our last segment of the show, coming up, about between 1:45 and 1:50. We'll throw that trivia question out there. It's a little difficult today. We've talked about it last year, so if you've got a good memory, you might be able to remember what the answer is. So, again, that'll be coming up in the last segment of our show, Bridgette.
Excellent. We'll be looking forward to that. And as always, as Mark and I are here to join you today, Dean, and again, we're at Rookery Rock Winery. We want people to join us and ask us questions. And you can do that on the JLA Insurance phone line. You can reach us at 701-293-9000. You can send emails, weather or ag@flagfamily.com. And you can be following along because we're on the live stream and you can see us as we are sampling product, doing research. And then you can see us on YouTube, Facebook, and Acres TV at Weather and Ag in Focus. It's going great over here.
I bet it. Can you bring some of that quote unquote research back to the studio?
Will there be any left? These are my best days as an ag director, kids. Best ones ever.
I bet it is. This should be interesting, Addison, by the end of the show to see how we're doing on Bridgette's end.
I have a dump button if I need it.
Okay.
Okay, so when I said that there's lots of things going on in today's show, another reminder, you guys, is make sure you're listening to Jay Thomas on Thursday of this week at 4:20. He has an announcement that's going to affect your pantry, your grocery cart, and so much more. So I hope you're listening too, Mark. I think you might be enjoying this. Yes. So pay attention. We got a lot of things coming up here at WDAY that you would not even expect.
It's going to be a great giveaway or promotion, however you want to put it. So yeah, Thursday afternoon, tomorrow already on the Jay Thomas Show. Again, I thought it was a typo when we had the memo sent out to us in-house. I had to ask the boss. I said, "Is that a typo?" He said, "No, it's not a typo." I said, "Wow, all right." So somebody's going to enjoy that. That's for sure.
Well, just a little bit of an introduction to our guest today, Mark Vining. Mark, tell people where we are and kind of what you are doing in this little locale.
So we are on exit 322 of the interstate. We are on the shoreline of Lake Agassiz. We're on the Campbell Beach, so I have beachfront property. If I ever launch a boat from this place, Fargo will be 140 feet underwater. Mm-hmm. So let's hope we don't turn this into beachfront again.
That'd be okay. Yeah. Although I'm on the beach where I live too, so we're good.
All right. Well, just boat over.
So as we looked through the vineyard today, how many different varieties of fruits do you have out there? Do you have a count on them?
We have over 2,000 fruit trees and berry bushes, and grapevines. So we've got about 1,200 grapevines in the ground. So roughly, it's over 800 fruit trees. We have over 260 apple trees. We've got apples, pears, plums, apricots, cherries, choke cherries, yellow choke cherries, aronia berries, sea berries, elderberries, goji berries, yasta berries. We grow hops. We've got nuts because people told me I was nuts, so I'm going to grow them.
That's a pretty good definition. And really for where you are, this is a really growing industry, pun intended, for North Dakota, because nobody thinks about us when it comes to fruits and vineyards.
Right. Yep. And we started in 2009 with the intention of growing a lot of fruits because at that time, and even today, it's hard to rely on grapes to not only grow but fully ripen. Mm-hmm. And by ripening, it's bringing the sugar levels up and getting the acid levels down. And it takes about 2,500 growing degree days.
Okay.
To fully ripen most cold hardy grapes. And around here, we're right on that edge. So we planted a lot of fruits as to be diverse. So it was kind of our emergency plan.
Well, it's good to have a backup plan. and we've got lots of questions for you. I hope we have listeners who bring in questions too. But one thing I also want to highlight, not only are we out in rural Cass County, but that's where our Here We Grow field is for this year. And we've already had one of our listeners go find our field. That would be Brian Feuder with Red River Retention Authority. And Brian sent us a picture. Hopefully the rest of you are out looking for that too. You never know where I am, but you're going to be able to find our field. It's well marked with signs, and there's a contest going on. If you find our signs, you click on the QR code and put in a guess for how many bushels of wheat we're going to raise per acre. You have the opportunity to win not only one of Dean's rain gauges from Darter Plastics, but also a $100 gas card coming to one of our listeners. So we're looking forward to that. There's going to be so much more. Mark has lots of things to answer for us. I'm going to need to know if these Canadian wildfires are going to give a smoky haze to any of your wine grapes, but we're going to do that after we listen to the American Ag Network and find out what Market Report looks like right now. We'll be back. Welcome to the Midwest Ag Summit studio, where actually I'm not even in the studio. I'm joined by Mark Vining. We are out at the Rookery Rock Vineyard. And quick little hint for everybody, we've been talking about our Here We Grow project and particularly about wheat. And when we do that, one of the things that Mark and I were talking about is you really don't use a lot of herbicides here.
Correct.
But you might need to use a fungicide from time to time. And one of our Here We Grow sponsors is Gowan, and they bring along with them a Fiance fungicide, which may or may not be a fit for you. But why would you need to use a fungicide in the vineyard?
Typically, it's if it's too wet, we get downy mildew or powdery mildew,
Sure.
or sometimes black rot.
Oh.
And that's something you don't see on cereal crops, but black rot will actually rot the grape clusters, the grapes themselves.
So the fruit itself would rot and
Yes.
dissipate.
Right.
Ooh, that wouldn't be awesome.
No, it's not good.
Okay.
Hard to make good wine out of black rotted grapes.
So what are we drinking right now? Sorry, Dean, but
This
we're
is
sampling.
this is Cherries Jubilee.
Oh,
It's made with 4 kinds of cherries grown in our orchard. A couple of the varieties are from Saskatchewan. We use Meteor and Nanking, which we planted from Soil Conservation Service.
Oh, okay.
And then instead of sugar, normally we use American crystal sugar for all of our fermentation. But in this case, we used honey we have bees on our site from Morlock Honey Farms. And
I'm dying
Morlock
over
pays
here.
me in honey. So he pays me in honey, and so we use everything in our Cherries Jubilee. All the ingredients come from right here on our site, 100%.
Okay, I said right away, I can actually taste the honey in
Yes.
this. When when it's almost, it's just that really smooth finish with that sweetness, but you can tell the difference that it's honey.
Yes, yep, it does add a flavor. Other than like normally when we use American crystal sugar, it doesn't impart a flavor. It's just for fermentation.
Right.
But the honey does impart a flavor on it.
So because this is the honey that you have from right here, where are your bees bringing it? They're doing it from some of the fruit trees, but do you have alfalfa close by or like a sweet clover too?
We did have alfalfa in the adjacent field that got torn up this year, but we do have we've got a pasture here, and so there's something always blooming, and then we've got the 12-acre orchard and vineyard, so we have very happy bees.
I would say there's a lot of very happy everything here, and I sent a pile of pictures in so that we can even look at some of the fruits. So Addison, if you have any of those photos for Mark to identify for us what we are looking at, if you want to go ahead and run any of those, that would be just fine with us over here. So let us know when you got those bad boys ready.
And Mark, I got a question for you. So you said earlier, and I believe you said the number was 2,200. You need 2,200 growing degree days. Is that right for your grapes?
About 2,500.
2,500. Okay. Now, how did and I got a follow-up question after this one, but how did last year's crop go? I mean, what did you? Because it was kind of a cooler than normal summer last year. Did everything turn out okay, or were you a little short?
Last year was actually a very good year because we got a lot of the heat at the end of the year, and so we have the accumulated growing degree days, but typically for the grapes they'll reach their peak sugar levels in September, and then typically up here the temperatures start to fall off.
Okay.
And it takes heat to bring the acid levels down in the grapes. So once they reach peak sugar, we need heat to bring the acid levels down to a manageable level. We're typically looking at anywhere from 3.2 to 3.4 pH for whites and about 3.5 for reds. Typically around here, we don't get that heat. So we have typically high acid wines, very similar to the Germanic acid wines that are grown in the high altitudes.
Oh, that's excellent to know.
Okay, because we're supposed to have a warmer than normal summer, so hopefully for you, we can get some of that heat coming in at the tail end as well. That would help.
That would be that. If you can dial that up, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we've been having so many conversations about the Canadian wildfires. Do you think, Mark, that the smoke would affect the taste of the honey and thus affect the taste of the wine that you're going to make later this year?
I'm hoping that it won't.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we've got it at a heavy enough level for an extended period
Okay.
to affect the flavor. It certainly won't be enough to affect the flavor on the fruits
Mm.
because the fruits are at such a young stage now. They're not absorbing any of that. But um, I'm hoping it won't affect the honey, but we'll see.
Okay, we're gonna know more. All right, so Addison, you've got some photos for us, and if you want to start putting those up again, anybody following in the live stream, you can see us watching some of these, and that our live streams on Facebook, YouTube, and Acres TV. So one of the first ones that we sent in, do you remember what this one was?
That's the Yasta berry.
Okay, I didn't call it a Yasta berry in this though. Give its other name. This we had called it a white currant.
The white currant. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. The first one you took was a white currant.
Okay, which those are already have great little berries on them.
Yes. Yep. And when they get ripe, they're almost translucent.
Oh, really? Oh, that'll be fun to
Make
watch.
a wonderful jelly.
Okay, then this is the Yasta berry,
Yes.
the leaf. If we
Yep.
look at that.
Yep.
The next one, as we've been talking about here, that is a little unusual, is a goji berry.
Yes. And we have a few goji berries, and along with things like the Yasta berries, we grow enough to make jams and jellies. We don't grow enough to make wine, but goji berries are a small, bright red, high vitamin C
Okay.
berry.
So it's not just about the wine; it's everything else that you can be doing with some of the berries too.
Correct. Yes, we do. Some we grow just to see if we can grow them because we're really pushing the envelope on the zone up here. But if they work, they'll go into jams and jellies.
Okay, and there's a really big kitchen behind us, so I may have to check that out as well. Okay, we're gonna check in with the news. I'm gonna make sure my glass is okay, and maybe we'll show up some of the other bottles as well as more of the fruits photos that we have. So we will do that. Oh yeah, we're gonna try that one. Okay, we'll do that when we return, Dean. Things are good over here. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us at the Midwest Ag Summit studio today. And I'm out in Absaraka, North Dakota. We are at Rookery Rock Winery, Agassiz Shores Orchard and Vineyard. Mark Vining is joining me. Now, sometimes we have glitchy audio. You know, if we were using tech support farm Chris Sherman, he would make sure that our connections were solid, that no one was swiping our personal information in our emails, and so much more. And he can do the same for your farm. Check him out at techsupportfarm.com. Okay.
Can he take the shine off my forehead too?
I don't know. So we always do, or we have started doing, a Wednesday weather trivia because Dean's got these awesome rain gauges from Darter Plastics. But today, our guest Mark has our question for us. So Mark's going to ask the question, and Addison and Dean are going to take the calls until we get the right answer. So you ready?
All right.
Okay.
So earlier we talked about growing degree days. 2,500 growing degree days is what we typically want to fully ripen our grapes. We use corn growing degree days as our base. So the question is, what is the temperature of the growing degree day for corn?
So like, what's the basis that you start
Yes.
with? Okay. All right. So remember, you use the JLA insurance phone line, 701-293-9000. Calls are hopefully firing up. Addison and Dean are in charge of phone calls, so they're going to tell us when something rings in.
And Mark, once again, repeat the question.
So what is the basis for the temperature for a corn growing degree day?
So it's the basis temperature that we'd use for a corn growing degree day.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, we've got a caller on line one. Caller, what's your name, please?
Jeff.
Jeff, what is your guess?
I'm gonna guess. I didn't hear earlier. I just heard I just heard what you just said. Now I was just got in my car, so I'm gonna say 50 degrees.
Bingo.
Bingo.
You got it. Yes.
Yep. Is there a ding, 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 ding?
Nice.
Where's the bell sounder on here, Addison?
Oh, wait a minute.
I've
Here.
never used that thing.
Wait a
I don't
minute.
know,
Hang
but I'm
on.
sure we have some kind of
Here we go.
sound.
I did grow up on a farm and we raised a lot of corn, though, so maybe I remember something from back then.
There you go. Well, Jeff, congratulations. You win one of our Darter Plastic WDAY rain gauges. So we're going to put you on hold here, and Addison is going to get your information, and all you have to do is swing by the studio to pick up your rain gauge.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for listening to Weather and Ag in Focus. So, well, that was quick. That was the first one.
Right.
Maybe it was too easy.
I don't know. But I did notice that due to our clinking glasses, obviously the bottom fell out of mine, and my glass is empty. So what would you like to introduce me to next, Mark?
So this is our Centennial Crabapple wine,
Okay.
which is known as Crabby Ass.
I'll bring a whole bottle for everybody back at the station on the show.
Some don't need it.
Okay, Mark, we were looking at pictures of the vineyard, and the next one up, if Addison's got it for us, was a Japanese honeyberry that I've never seen. And does it bring that smooth honey-like taste with it that I can get when we're putting honey in here as a sweetener?
It does not. It's Japanese. It's Japanese honeyberry, also Haskap.
Oh.
Haskap.
Okay.
It's the flavor is a cross between a blueberry and a raspberry. It's a little tart. They look basically like a purple jelly bean.
That's perfect. Really.
And the ones that we grow were developed at the University of Saskatchewan. I was in a group several years ago that imported those from Saskatchewan. We had somebody go across the border with a FIDO certificate. He had to get a certificate just to go pick them up. And at that time, he took his hippie van across the border and picked up thousands of these. That year, he was the largest importer of Haskaps in the U.S.
When you say he took his van across the border, you know I'm envisioning like a Cheech and Chong video, but no, that you said a hippie van.
Yeah, that's pretty much Bob. Yeah, yep.
Okay, got
Yep,
it.
Bob's an old hippie.
But yeah, he brought the honeyberries.
Yes.
And the jelly we were tasting as well is extremely good.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're probably the only place to get that.
So the jellies that we've got, the two that you tasted,
Uh-huh.
one was yellow chokecherry. So yellow chokecherry is an albino mutation of a red. We were the first winery ever in the world to make yellow chokecherry wine commercially.
Mhm.
My hippie buddy Bob out in Montana is the only other one, and he calls his white chokecherry. It does not taste like chokecherry though, which is kind of strange. The other one you tried was sea berry, sea buckthorn.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. And Addison can probably roll to that picture when he's got a moment of that sea buckthorn, because Dustin, one of our sales guys, is here with me, and we both looked at that and said, "What is this?"
Yep. So it looks almost like a Russian olive leaf.
It does.
Really long thorns on it, very sharp thorns. The berries are about the size of a pea, 10 times the vitamin C of a lemon, and have a lot of medicinal properties in them. So we make we have Agassiz Sunrise, which is our apple sea berry wine,
Okay.
and then we have the apple sea berry jelly. We also dehydrate the leaves. The leaves have phenomenal medicinal properties and makes a green tea. It's really good for eliminating nausea. I give it to people who are going through chemotherapy. They make a tea out of it, and it actually alleviates their nausea.
So I have neither one of those things, but I'm a tea drinker. So I'm going to take some home with me and try it.
So it's a green tea, and we actually put some of the little berries in there, so you get a little citrus in there.
Oh, that'll be excellent. Okay. Now, the one thing I did also notice, it's a buckthorn.
Yes.
Your soybean growing neighbors might not be real pleased, because buckthorns usually is an overwintering plant for soybean aphids. Have you ever noticed any aphids in the seed berry?
I haven't noticed aphids in there, but we have a phenomenal crop of Japanese beetles.
Oh, fabulous. The bugs came.
Right.
You know, speaking of some of the area out here, you mentioned all the different soil types.
Yes.
And do you plant some of the trees or the berries in specific spots because of the different soil types out here?
That would have been a really good idea.
Next up, I'll be planting orchards and planning out where they go.
We're actually moving some of our plants from a very low production index area over to a higher production index area because I didn't think quite that far ahead when I planned out the orchard.
But you have 5 different soil types.
Yes, in that 12 acres.
Wow.
And actually, we've got 70 acres here, and I think we have 8 different soil types in that 70 acres.
Primarily a loam.
Yes, there's Warsing loam and Breeden loam, antler loam, but we do have some Renshaw complex because we're on the shoreline, so we have gravel and sand.
True.
So because we're on the shoreline, we have that kind of striations of different soil types.
Well, I can see how that played into the name as well.
Yes.
Which we didn't even talk about. What does Rookery rock mean?
So I've been collecting penguins since I was 5.
I'm sorry, penguins?
Penguins,
Because
yes.
they're common here in North Dakota.
Yes, they are,
The
yes.
season should open right around Christmas.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Yes. So my grandfather took my brothers and I to a department store in South Dakota, and we were able to pick out any stuffed animal we wanted. And even back then, I was kind of a pain in the rear end. And there was one penguin on the very top shelf, and because it was the only one up there, I picked that.
Of course. I hope
And-
it was also something that was big enough that needed to be strapped in with a seatbelt on the car right home.
It's about 2 feet high.
Okay.
I have the original penguin here in display.
Oh, nice.
So I've been collecting penguins ever since then. And penguins are born in a rookery.
Mhm.
And rookeries are mostly in Antarctica where they don't have leaves and twigs and grass. So their rookeries are made out of rock rubble. So Rookery Rock is the birthplace of our wines. It's also the birthplace of penguins.
That is an excellent analogy. So
That was
good
a
to know.
long ways to get there, wasn't it?
It's okay. We got a whole hour to fill.
Oh, man. Hey, Mark, I'm guessing you do tours out there. correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
And I've got a okay. I Christy would love taking a road trip out there. So now, what was the wine you had? That's what kind of really piqued my interest off the bat. The cherry with where you had honey in it. What was the name of that?
Yes. Cherry's Jubilee.
Cherry's Jubilee. I'm writing that down. And
Okay, but it has honey in it and it's not a mead. We talked
Correct.
about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why?
So my friend from Prairie Rose Meadery will probably correct me on this because I usually just make this stuff up. But
Welcome to the show.
so mead is typically fermented honey, and then you add flavors to it.
Mhm.
This is more of a melomel, which is a fruit that uses honey as the fermentation sugar.
Okay.
So it's a different process.
Sure. I have never heard of a melomel. For a minute there, I thought you meant like something like a moon pie, but no, we're not even close to that now, are we?
No.
Okay, good to know. Okay. So when Dean asked about tours, and he wants to see the Cherry's Jubilee wine, but when do you do tours?
So we'll do tours if people come out. We're open on Saturday and Sundays from 2 to 7.
Okay.
From now through middle of October.
Okay.
We also can do private events and by appointment. We can have events out here. So, but yeah, well, there's always something changing in the orchard and vineyard too, because as you saw, our Haskap's are ripening right now.
Yeah.
We start harvesting Haskap's now, and we harvest all the way through into October when we're harvesting our aronia berries and our grapes. So
Sure.
there's always something blossoming and ripening.
So what if I want to bring my non-wine drinking friends? Maybe there's something that they don't want or that they want, but it's not a wine.
So we do make non-alcoholic apple cider.
Oh, fun.
It's 100% apple. We don't even have to add sugar to it. The apples are so sweet. We simply sulfite it to stabilize it, but it is 100%. It's a blend of 3 of our apples.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have non-alcoholic apple cider, and we do have some. We also carry Icewind beer because it takes a lot of beer to make good wine. So not everybody.
Fair enough. Also, I just want you to know, Dean, I have not had any of the cider. So
yeah.
pretty sure no one can tell that.
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
Oh, we still need to talk about the weather. We haven't even gotten to any headlines today, and we're probably not done talking about wine, but we'll do that. How about when we come back, Dean? Are you good with that part?
That sounds good. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus, 1:53 in the afternoon, and we've got some showers and even a bit of thunder showers kind of popping up on radar here. We had one over Stockwood, one over Hitterdale, a little bit in the Southern Valley, and just hit and miss around the FM area. Now, the problem is we're so dry. Our humidity is 25%. So when these storms develop, kind of like the other day, Bridgette, where you said you had more wind or any, than rain out of this, or just a few claps of thunder. They look impressive on radar, but a lot of this precip not reaching the ground. But you may get some gusty winds as that precip falls into drier air. A lot of times you'll get a sudden burst of wind. So, but again, if you're going to be out and about this afternoon, expect a few hit and miss showers. Again, nothing heavy, but if you get caught under one, you could get a brief downpour. And we're in the 70s right now. We're not going to move much from where we're at right now. We'll clear things out tonight down into the upper 40s. And Thursday, partly cloudy. Again, a few afternoon pop-up showers possible, mid-70s. And Friday, some morning showers, and the rest of the day looks pretty good, mid-70s and upper 70s on Saturday. And then a pretty strong cold front hits Saturday evening, triggering off some storms. Some of those could be strong. And then breezy, cooler, and we could see that smoke return on Sunday with highs only in the upper 60s to near 70. And this weather is brought to you by Progressive Ag Risk Management Specialists. So, Bridgette, it is, it's always a nice day. I mean, if you're where you're at, it doesn't matter what the weather is outside.
So we switched, right?
Yes.
Okay, what are we drinking now?
Black currant.
That's one of the berries that's out in the orchard.
Yes.
And would you consider a black currant like a blackberry?
Nope, it's actually, it's a very, very tart, very astringent. So we've got black currants, white currants, and red currants. But the black currants are very, very tart, very astringent.
Sure.
So we have to sweeten this one up to make it drinkable. But this is one of our most popular wines.
Could I say you've done that?
Yes.
It's working out fine, guys.
So we have 22 different wines currently, but a lot of them are fruits because, again, we have to rely on fruit.
Yeah.
We do have, I think we have 8 or 9 grape wines, but the fruit wines they're not all sweet. Actually, we've got a hopped rocker that is absolutely bone dry. It's got it's dry hopped with hops.
Bitter beer face right there if you said it's not dry.
Fruit wines don't have to be super sweet.
Okay, so just now I have the black currant wine and I took kind of a sniff. But why does it smell a little peppery? Would I be wrong?
It's, we've heard all kinds of different things. We've heard cloves, we've heard pepper.
Okay.
We don't add anything to it, but it's all the different flavors that come from the skins.
That's excellent. Oh my. Okay, so do you have any type of irrigation out there? Because Dean said we're expecting a warmer summer. So what's that impact going to be on the vineyard?
We are dryland farming,
Mm-hmm.
We rely on Mother Nature to water. The only watering we do is like with the thornless blackberries that I showed you. We just planted them last week. We'll water those to get them rooted in.
Okay.
But once they're established, it is tough love in the vineyard.
Nobody's getting pampered out here. All right. Oh, if you have not yet had an opportunity, this is a great reminder to get on I-29, head west this weekend, because you're open on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes. Yep. I-94.
Oh, right. I-94. Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
Wow. Oh, boy. Wow. All right. Yeah. Cut her off. I said,
and I'm the one who's supposed to be good with direction. Oh, God.
I said to Addison, I'm like, I think she meant 94, didn't she?
I did, because that's how you find Absaraka exit.
Right.
Yes.
You know what, Mark? Why don't you just finish this out? What time and where should people come out to see you?
So we are open Saturdays and Sundays from 2 to 7. We have our tasting room. We have a patio. We've got a grain bin gazebo. And for those people that want something to eat, we make our own fresh made pizza crusts every week. We'll custom make pizzas in our oven.
That seems like a really good idea.
Yeah. we also have ciabatta bread,
Okay.
sourdough ciabatta bread. So
Perfect.
some light bites and wine.
Thanks for joining us today, Mark.
I see a road trip in my future. This sounds like a nice weekend road trip, no doubt about it.
I'm already here.
Right? Well, for Bridgette, myself, I want to thank everybody for joining us on Weather and Ag in Focus. Don't go anywhere. The Jay Thomas Show is coming up next.